Hi yogis, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through a quick 20-minute beginner level Vinyasa flow that goes through the main poses that you'll find in most flows, and I'm going to take the time to explain posture and placement with you. So if you're ready to flow, let's get started. We're going to start at the top of our mat with our feet hip width distance apart. We're going to really ground our feet into the floor and create a suctioning in the outside of the foot here. We're going to lengthen through the legs, pull the hips forward, tuck the tummy in, pull the arms up, and create nice, strong, and engaged fingers. We're going to look up at the ceiling here. Taking a few breaths, keeping the arms engaged. And as we breathe out, we're gonna fold over at the hips and come all the way forward, allowing our arms to hang down. You can create some bends in the knees here, swaying back and forth. You can grab onto the backs of the elbows. Nice opening into the backs of the knees here. As we breathe in, we're going to lift up to a flat back. And then we're going to place our hands down onto the mat, about shoulder width distance apart, and step or jump back into a plank position. We're going to lower down into chaturanga as we breathe out. This is chaturanga hovering. If this is too much for you, you can come all the way down to the mat. And we're going to bring our hands on either side of our armpits and push into a baby cobra. Breathing in here. We're going to tuck our toes under and press up into the hands into down dog. You're going to want to keep the strength in the arms here so you're not sinking into the shoulders, and you can have a slight bend in the knees. Going to pedal out the legs here. It's like beginning of the workout, and we just want to make sure we have that the warm up of the muscles. Now we're going to look between our hands and step or lightly jump our feet to our hands. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up, tucking those hips under. And exhale as you fold all the way over. Inhaling to a flat back, placing those hands down and stepping or lightly jumping back into a plank position, lowering down into chaturanga, inhaling into upward dog. If you're able to bring your thighs up off the mat here, having them hover and the tops of your feet on the floor, bringing your shoulders back, that is ideal. If this is too much for you, you can place your feet or your legs down onto the mat and work up to it. Tucking the toes under and pushing up into down dog. Taking a few breaths here in and out of the nose. Looking between the hand and stepping or lightly jumping your feet to your hands. Inhaling all the way up. And exhaling all the way down. Inhaling to a flat back. Stepping or lightly jumping into plank. Lowering down chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. And exhaling downward dog. Taking a few breaths here. We're going to do that sequence one more time just to get the hang of it. It's very common in a vinyasa flow. It's called a sun A salutation. So we're going to look to our hand and step or lightly jump to the top of our mat. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling to a flat back. Stepping or lightly jumping back into plank. Lowering down chaturanga, inhaling upward dog, and exhaling downward dog. Now we're going to take our right foot and we're going to sweep it forward, trying not to touch the mat, in between the hands, keeping the back foot where it is, and the front foot should be the distance of where your hip is. It should line up with your hip. That knee should be at about a 90-degree angle and lifting up. There should be a square created by the hips. The hips should be facing forward and down towards the mat. There should be a bend in the front knee. And if this is too much for you, you can always be up more, as long as you're not so far forward that the knee surpasses the toes here. Really creating length in the spine, bringing the shoulder blades closer together, and firing up those fingertips. Breathing here. You can lift the toes to make sure you're not clasping on for dear life with them. This is a high lunge. Bringing those hands on the mat and taking that foot back to plank. Lowering down chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Exhaling downward dog. A few breaths here. We're going to sweep the left foot forward now between the hands. Get the foundation and lift up. This hip, the right hip should be facing forward. Should have a nice strong bend in that front knee. A nice locking grip in the foot around the edges. Not using the toes to grip on. Creating a lift in the front of the body, lengthening the spine. That back knee can have a micro bend in it. Releasing our hands to the ground and coming back into plank, lowering down chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog and exhaling downward dog. Looking to the top of our mat and stepping or lightly jumping our feet to our hands. Inhaling all the way up and exhaling all the way down. Inhale to a flat back. Stepping or lightly jumping into plank. Lowering down chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog and exhaling downward dog. We're going to sweep our right foot forward between the hands. This time we're going to take the back foot and drop it down so that the foot is parallel with the back of the mat, but with your toes slightly angled forward. Getting that positioning and bringing our arms up. You're going to want to push into the front leg to push up and out so you're not just dumping all the weight into the hip bones, and bringing that left hip forward and squaring off the hips, bringing the arms up nice and high. You can lower down if you have the flexibility to do so. If not, being up here is just fine. Make sure you push yourself a little bit though so that there's a burn. No pain, no gain. Just knowing your limit where you're not having a sharp pain that's going to cause injury. Bringing those hands down on either side of the foot. Bringing that foot back to plank. Lowering down chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. And exhaling downward dog. Bringing the left foot forward this time. Dropping the right foot back down. Parallel with the back of your mat with your toes angled slightly forward. Getting that position and sweeping the arms up. Really pressing into that front foot. Lengthening the spine and bringing the arms and fingers nice and high to the sky. Releasing the hands to the ground, bringing that foot back into plank, lowering down chaturanga, inhaling upward dog, and exhaling downward dog. Looking between the hands, step or lightly jump your feet forward. Inhale all the way up, exhale all the way down. Inhale to a flat back, step or lightly jump your feet into plank. Lower down chaturanga, inhale upward dog, and exhale downward dog. We're going to bring our right foot forward in between the hands, drop the back foot down, coming up into warrior one. We're going to open our arms out into warrior two. The hip opens up here on the left side. The integrity of the front leg will be the same. Your arms should be straight out with your shoulder blades coming together and keeping them up nice and level with your shoulders, looking over that front fingertip. Keep that knee bent. If you have to straighten up just for a second, come right back down. Windmilling those hands down onto either side of the foot. Taking that foot back, lower down chaturanga. Inhale upward dog and exhale downward dog. Left foot this time, bringing it forward between the hands. Dropping that back foot down. Coming up to warrior one and opening out warrior two. Hip on the right side opening here. Kind of pressing the knee over to the left so that we're keeping it open here. Really opening out our arms to a T. They should be level with our shoulders. Keeping the spine and the stomach nice and long and gazing over that front hand. You can lift up the toes if you find that they're gripping on for dear life. This will help protect your knee as well. And swinging the arms down, coming back into plank, lowering down to chaturanga, inhaling upward dog, and exhaling downward dog. A few breaths here, in and out of the nose. Looking between the hands, stepping or lightly jumping your feet to your hands. Inhaling all the way up. We're gonna come into tree pose here. You're gonna take your left foot, firmly ground that baby down into your mat. Taking your right foot, you're gonna bring it onto the inside of your thigh. If this is too high for you, you can bring it onto the inside of the calf, but just not over top of the knee. And really press it into your left leg, really creating a pressure together and really pushing your hips forward. Lengthening in the spine, bringing your hands to prayer position at the chest. You can create a pressure in the hands as well. And if you want to go to the next level, raising your arms up, you can look up at the ceiling. If you fall out, just come right back into it. And shake out those legs. Shake, shake, shake. Planting the right foot into the mat and getting ready to bring the left foot up and onto the inner thigh or inner calf. Once you have that foot locked in, pressing your hips forward, lengthening through the spine, keeping your shoulders down and back. And once you're ready, bringing those arms all the way up. Seeing if you can look between your fingertips up at the sky or the ceiling. Remembering it's totally fine if you fall out. Just coming right back into it. Don't take this too seriously. Life is about learning and mistakes are a part of that. And releasing back down to the ground. Do another little shake, 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 shake. All right, we're going to come down onto the mat and we're going to do, boat pose. So you're gonna take your arms behind you, about hip width distance apart, and bring your legs up so that your knees are in line with your feet. And you can also straighten all the way up if you have the abdominal strength to do so. This is a more advanced variation of boat. And if you want to go crazy, you can take your supporting arms out. And I have a hard time with this one. Remembering to keep that belly up and your back in alignment, not hunching over. So if you can go like this, but it means going like this, just do what you can to keep the alignment. We're going to do 20 toe taps, where we bring the right foot down and switch, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and lay back into the chest. Nice little rock side to side. And rock ourselves back and forth up to seated. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to take a seated forward fold. So you're going to bring your legs straight out in front of you, flexing the feet up. So your toes are coming towards your shins, keeping a nice straight leg. We do not want to bend the knees. And we're going to lengthen the spine and fold over towards the toes. Now, if you cannot reach the toes, the important part is that we're not putting a bend in the knees. So just go forward as far as you can without crunching the back over, keeping that integrity in the back until you hit your limit where your knees are wanting to bend, and holding there. If you'd like, you can take a scarf or a strap and actually wrap it around the bottom of your feet and grasp onto it to help get the pull in that alignment. Breathing here. Nice deep breaths in and out of the nose. You can come up halfway and further into it. And releasing. Shake out the back of the knees. Now we're going to bring our hips and slide them slightly to the right and drop the knees over to the left, bringing our arms out to a T and looking over to the right. If you would like to get a little deeper twist, you can bring the right knee and cross it over the left knee. And if your knees are not going all the way down to the ground, that's fine. Just make sure that your right shoulder is staying on the mat, otherwise you are going too deep into the twist. All right, bringing those knees back up to center, sliding the hips slightly to the left and dropping the knees over to the right side, looking over to the left this time. Again, we can take the left leg over the right and cross it if you want to go deeper into the twist, as long as your left shoulder blade is not lifting off. And coming back to center, we're going to take our legs out to either side, nice and wide, and allow the feet to drop open. And same with the hands, with the palms dropping open, facing the ceiling. This is Shavasana, final rest pose. Having some nice deep breaths in and out of the nose here. And just noticing the sensations running through your body right now. It's my favorite part of yoga. It allows you to really honor and enjoy the benefits of doing the work. And that tingly rush of sensation through the body, there's nothing quite like it. If you'd like, you could pause the video and stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. Otherwise, you can roll over onto your right side and come up into a cross-legged seated position. I want to thank you for doing this practice with me. If you enjoyed this practice, please give it a big thumbs up. If you know anyone who could benefit from this video, please share it with them. If you'd like to be updated with new content, I do beginner and intermediate level videos and stretching videos as well. You can hit the subscribe button below and ring that bell for updates. Other than that, thank you so much for practicing with me today. I honor the light in you, yogis. Namaste. Bye.